Okay, so welcome back to my new video. With this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how you can access your Kubernetes dashboard. Okay, so we are going to, you have to have at least minikube installed on your local machine. So when you visit this website, and you can have the installation guide on how you can install minikube. You see, the operating system is Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. So you can choose all your requirements and then go through the process to install your minikube. So minikube is just a one node Kubernetes clusters. Okay. So this tutorial is not about how you can install minikube, but just to show you how you can go about the installation in case you don't have it on your local machine. Okay. So I'm going to check minikube version that I'm using for this video. I'm using minikube version 1.2.0. So as at the time of recording this video, this is the version that I'm currently using. Okay. So we are going to install some few things before we can access our Kubernetes dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to say minikube add-ons, and then we're going to say list. Okay, so these are the list of add-ons we currently have in our minikube clusters. Okay, so we're going to enable this dashboard add-ons. Okay, and then we're going to enable also metrics server. You see, they are all disabled. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to say minikube add-ons enable dashboard. Okay, so we're going to enable dashboard, and it's telling us to also enable metric server. So I'm just going to copy that and then paste and then enter. So that is also enabled. So if I say list, you see now dashboard is enabled. As you can see, the green check mark, and then metrics server is also enabled. Okay. So now we're going to apply. So if we check our, let's say kubectl get get namespaces. So you can see now we have our Kubernetes dashboard namespace here. But I'm going to use this namespace demo app. So I'm going to say Kubernetes demo app. So now if I say Kubernetes, you see demo app is selected. So in case you don't have this Kubernetes installed on your local machine, I think if we Google Kubernetes, so this is the GitHub repository, kubectx. Okay, and let me go to this directory and see what is there. Okay, I think it's the same thing. So if you want to install Kubernetes, I think you need a brew install kubectx. So and if you're on Debian, this is the command to use. So the installation guide is on this link. So in case you don't have it on your local machine, you can get it from this GitHub repository. So let's go back to our terminal. So I'm going to paste I'm going to paste a kubectl apply URL. I think I already have it. I think I already have it here. Okay, so we can cut and see what is in there. So as you can see, we have a deployment, we have service, we have another deployment, we have cluster role binding, and a whole lot of config maps. We have a whole lot of them. So we want to install that file, which I'm going to get it from this GitHub repository, which I'm going to paste. So that is the GitHub repository that we're going to use to install our dashboard. I'm going to leave the link in the description box so that you can have access to this link in case you want to make use of it. So I'm going to apply that. Okay, so I think there's something wrong here. So I'm going to delete something from this Kubernetes dashboard. So let's say kubectl get Kubernetes dashboard. Okay, it's a namespace. Okay, so I think we're going to delete kubectl, delete cluster role binding in this Kubernetes namespace. So we're going to delete that, and then we're going to reinstall from that URL. So as you can see, it actually, I did it before, so that's why you see unchanged. So it created a namespace, a service, okay, and then it created secret, 3 of them, ConfigMap, RBAC, cluster role binding, cluster role binding, deployment, service, and a deployment. Okay, so it created all this for us. So what we are going to do is that we're going to check kubectl get service from the namespace Kubernetes dashboard. Okay, so this is the service called Kubernetes dashboard running on this port 443. So we're going to forward this port to our local from the Kubernetes cluster into our local host. Okay, so we're going to say kubectl port forward, and then we're going to forward our port from 443 to 8080. Okay, and then we're making use of this service, which is Kubernetes dashboard from this namespace. Okay, so I'm going to run that. So it's now forwarding. So we can now visit our local host, which is localhost 8080. Okay, you see, it's actually not working. So let me try the The other one. Okay, so you go to localhost 8080. Let me see. Okay, so now we say advanced and then we accept the rigs. Okay, so now that we've accepted the rigs from this local host, it's asking for authentication. So it's two authentication. Either you use the token, or you use the kube config. So I'm going to use the token. And how do we get a token? I'm going to show you. So what we can do here is to create a service account. So a service account is to, okay, let me see if I can do this. kubectl explain SA. So service account binds together a name understood by users and perhaps by peripheral systems. So service account is nothing but giving access or authorization or authentication to your applications. Okay, so that is the whole idea of service account. So we're going to say kubectl create service account admin user to this Kubernetes dashboard. So we're going to create that in the namespace Kubernetes dashboard. Okay. So it's now created. So we can say kubectl get SA service account from Kubernetes dashboard. So as you can see, the admin user is created. Okay, so now we need to bind this service account to a cluster role so that our dashboard can have access to the permissions or the RBAC authorization. Okay, so I created that, which lives in this directory. I named it dash cluster role binding.yaml. So I'm going to say cat dash this. So this is the whole configuration. Okay, the kind is cluster role binding. The name, the metadata is called admin user, and then it references the cluster role, and then the name is cluster admin, and then the subject is service account, and then the user is admin user, and then we are binding this thing to the namespace Kubernetes dashboard. Okay, so let's apply kubectl apply -f follow, and then we say dash this. So that is also created. So what we can do is we need to get the secret, okay, or the token. So I'm going to paste this long script or command, which is pointing to the dashboard namespace, and is getting the secret, and then we're passing in, we're getting the service account from this admin user, and then we're getting the token, we're decoding the token, okay, using the base 64. So if I run this, this is what we get. The token generated by the API server is this whole thing up to A. Don't include the percentage symbol over there. So I'm going to copy that and then go back to our dashboard, Kubernetes dashboard token. So I'm going to paste the token here. and then I say sign in. Don't save. Okay, so this is our Kubernetes dashboard. Okay, so we have the workloads, cron job, all the components are here, service, config and storage, cluster, and blah, blah, blah. So now we are currently in the default namespace. So I'm going to select our, you see the Kubernetes dashboard namespace is here. We have 2 deployments, 2 ports running, and then 4 replicas, okay? And then these are the 2 deployments, dashboard metrics, and then Kubernetes dashboard. And then 2 ports are running, and then 4 replicas, okay? So I'm going to go to the demo app. So as you can see, we have 2 deployments, 6 ports running, 3 replicas. So with these 5 ports running, I'm going to scale this ports to, let's say, 3. So currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have 6 of them. I'm going to scale that from our terminal. So if we come here and I say kube CTL scale deployment, I think the deployment is called web, and then the replica I want to reduce it to is 6. I'm going to reduce it to, let's say, 3. So you see it's scaled. So let's go to our dashboard. You see this is terminating, and I think the web, we have web 2 here. So we have web. So you see now it's now 3. Okay, so if I want to scale it back to, let's say, 6, so I'll just go back and then I'll say, okay, let me make it 10 even. So I'm going to scale it to 10 ports. You see, container creating, pending, creating. So 10 seconds ago, as you can see, so now we currently have 10 ports running for this web app. Yeah, so there are other namespaces that you can explore. The demo app is here. The Kubernetes dashboard is here. Role bindings, role binding. If you look at the dashboard, you see the role binding is called Kubernetes dashboard. 16 minutes ago, roles, dashboard. Okay, so you can explore all these things from your dashboard. Jobs, we don't have anything in jobs. Let's go back to our demo app and then click on deployment. So we have 2 deployments, and then the memory usage and then the CPU usage. You can see all of them here. The image that I'm using is coming from Google Container Registry. So if you click on it, you see all the pod requirements. Yeah, so I think that is all for now. So you can see all the 10 ports running, their CPU usage, and then the memory usage. So I'm going to scale it down to 3 again. So it's being scaled, so you can see the ports terminating. Okay, so this is how you make use of your Kubernetes dashboard. And you can also create a new resource, either from an input, a YAML file, or you create it from a file, or you create it from something else. I think that is all for this tutorial. If you have any question on how to, launch your Kubernetes dashboard, you can leave the comments in the comment section below. And going forward this year, I'm going to create a lot of tutorials on Kubernetes. So watch out, and then don't forget to subscribe so that anytime I post a video, you can have access to it. Thanks for watching.